As they continue that work and FAN supports that work in the 2019 legislature, we have our lobby days, our advocacy days, in which we invite you back to join with us for the other big party that we have in the FAN calendar year. It's going to be on Valentine's Day, so make sure you bring your Valentines with you to the state capitol to continue the effort to make the social changes that we need to on February 14th. We'll see you all later tonight and in Olympia. Thank you for each and every one of you being here tonight.
So we welcome your help to make even more impactful successes happen. And action is our middle name, so we would fail you if we didn't offer you another kind of action tonight. One thing you can do after you finish eating is pass around the envelope. Well, no. There's some donation envelopes. We'll deal with that later. But in each envelope at the table, a large envelope, there is an Initiative 1000. And we just invite each table to consider signing Initiative 1000 to bring affirmative action back into our state law, which has been gone for 20 years, and we won't utter his name here, but by another initiative. Anyway, so please consider signing, and that is an initiative to the legislature, so we have till the end of December to collect those signatures. And if you'd like to take some blank petitions home with you, they will be at the registration desk on the way out. So please help us put this over and bring affirmative action back into our state law. So we will continue to stand with you. We will vigil. We will march like we have this year against the Muslim ban, as we stood with you. When the Janus decision, anti-union Janus decision was made by the Supreme Court, we stand with you. When hate comes to town, we'll stand with you. When we want to insist together that families belong together, we'll stand with you. Let us know when faith voices or voices of conscience are needed at the table, are needed in the streets. And we'll invite you too, because you're FAN too. So thank you so much. We want to be more powerful than ever in the year ahead. So now I'd like to take this great opportunity to introduce our board member, Anila Afzali, who really, she doesn't need an introduction, but Anila is a FAN board member. She's the executive director of MAPS Amen, and she's been causing all kinds of ripples of her own across our state this year.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you. It is an honor to be here tonight with all of you and to get to introduce our amazing keynote speaker, a woman who actually needs no introduction, Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal. She has been an organizer for over 25 years. Almost 20 years ago, she founded an organization dedicated to immigrant rights, now One America. Over 2 years ago, she became the first woman of color in our state Senate. And 4 years ago, she became the first Indian American woman in Congress and the first person of color that Democrats sent to Congress. And she was just overwhelmingly reelected in her election victory. So, Congresswoman Jayapal has not only broken several glass ceilings, but she has inspired and uplifted other people along the way. Because this is about we, not me, as she frequently says. And she has had a national impact, even as a freshman representative. She has led on issues like healthcare, the environment, immigration, the Muslim travel ban, and so much more. She was the first member of Congress to visit mothers who were cruelly separated from their children, and the only member of Congress to even get arrested protesting that policy. Clearly, she took her organizing spirit and marching shoes with her to Congress. Congresswoman Jayapal is building the America that we, as people of faith, that we want. One that promotes loving your neighbor, helping those in need, and seeking peace and justice for all. I am so honored to call her my representative as well as my friend. And I'm so hopeful for the change that we can make because of champions like Congresswoman Jayapal. So let's give a very warm welcome, because Congresswoman Jayapal is here even though she's sick. So let's give a very strong, warm welcome to give her some energy and prayers. I'm going to give you a hug. I don't care. There's water behind you.
Thank you so much, Anila. You could see I was trying not to hug because I'm sick, but I can't help but hug Anila. Thank you all so much. And let me just start by saying Anila Afzali is an incredible leader. As you might know, I took her, she was my guest at last year's State of the Union. We wanted to make a point in saying this is the kind of leader that we have in our community, a proud Muslim American, a proud, smart lawyer, and it was just amazing to have you there with me and to see everything that you have done for our community. I am so deeply grateful to you for that and for your friendship. So please give it up for Anila Azali. And then let me also thank Elise and Paul. I don't know where you went, but where are you? There you are, for your incredible leadership. I've known Paul Benz for a very long time, and we've been through a lot together, and the two of you at the helm of the Faith Action Network is really just so incredible. You hold the moral center for us on so many issues, and I cannot thank you enough. So please give it up for the incredible co-directors of FAN. And then finally, I want to say thank you to you. I look out, and here's Jasmeet Singh, one of the very first people that I was organizing with right after 9/11. Michael Ramos, I saw here. So many of you that have been in this struggle with us to create a more inclusive, a more beautiful, a more generous society, and to hold that place for us in all of the places of worship that you're in. And so thank you all so much for being here tonight. Faith Action Network, I know that the theme tonight is Ripples of Change, and so I was thinking about that, and I was thinking that Faith Action Network has really been quite the ripple right here in Washington. I remember when you were not holding your dinners here, and they were in the basement of a church up in North Seattle, if I'm correct. And there were maybe 50, 75 people. And look at this room now. If this isn't not a ripple, but a wave, I don't know what it is. But let's go with that deepest organizational metaphor. FAN puts the air in motion that creates these ripples. Isn't that good? And I'm sick. Isn't that good? You are the conscience and the consciousness of our movement. And that moving air that you create when you speak with moral authority on some of the most important issues of our time, that is what creates the ripples. And that is the wave of change that we just saw across this country. FAN has been at the forefront of leading major campaigns around demanding shelters for the homeless, to joining the United Farm Workers and fighting for equal treatment and respect of dairy workers, to taking on xenophobia and Islamophobia and anti-Semitism, institutionalized racism, and so much more. So I really want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you. So, last Tuesday was a great night for America in so many ways. So much was on the line. Our health care was on the line. A fair tax system was on the line. A country that welcomes all faiths, all races, all people yearning to breathe free, that was on the line. Tackling gun violence was on the line. Voting rights was on the line. A world filled with love and not hate, that was on the line. And let me tell you, brothers and sisters, our conscience and our soul were on the line. That's how I felt. And I think many of you felt that way as well. And the people responded. We have now elected the most diverse people's house in United States history. There are just too many firsts to name, but I want to just call out the first 2 Native American women ever elected to the United States Congress. The first 2 Muslim American women ever elected to the United States Congress. The first Eritrean American elected to Congress. And many, many more African Americans, including Lucy McBath. Lucy McBath from Georgia, whose son was taken from her brutally in gun violence, and she decided the answer to her sorrow was to run for office to make change happen in politics. And she won in Georgia. So we are in the majority. And I have to tell you, I've been telling people, it is the first time I've been in the majority. In life and in politics. So I can't wait. In those races where we didn't win, where our hearts broke, in Florida, in Georgia, our hearts also opened, because you know that's true. Our hearts truly open only when they break.